It was a lot. We'll go through it. We'll break it down as best we can.
And we kept our panel around for all of us to go through it, and they listened to everything. They've been following this very closely. So we have Andy McCarthy, Jon Levine, Jason Chaffetz. Jon Levine, let me just go to you first, because you've been covering the story from the New York Post perspective since before you were banned. The New York Post was banned from Twitter for having the audacity to put up this story. So I just want to read to you from Ian Sams. He is the White House's counsel spokesperson, who said that the House Republicans have shown no evidence of any policy decisions influenced by anything other than U.S. national interest. That's because they can't. Also saying that there's they are not able to say that there are payments that were directed directly to Joe Biden himself, the president. So you've covered the story. I know you talked to the White House. You tried to get them to answer your questions. What did you hear today that was new, different, or that advances this story in your mind?
I hear them. And
what's incredible to me is that, the New York Post reported that Hunter Biden was taking in millions of dollars from the Romanians a year ago. I mean, it's a lot of this was based on information from anonymous sources and information we had from the laptop. So in one sense, it's good that we're sort of being vindicated from the financial records, because obviously Hunter Biden is not always the most reliable narrator. So it's good to have more robust evidence to support the claims on the laptop. But, something I was actually surprised the committee didn't mention was all of the meetings Hunter Biden had with his father in and around the same time he was working for the Romanians. And, I'm just going to look at my phone for a moment and read some of them from the reporting we had a year ago. July 29th, 2015, there was a 12 p.m. call with former FBI Chief Louis Frey, who was working for that Romanian businessman, Popoviciu. The same day, Hunter Biden met with Joe Biden at the U.S. Naval Observatory. November 17th, 2015, he returns from a trip to Romania. 2 days later, he has breakfast with Dad at the U.S. Naval Observatory. These are two instances that are all covered on his calendar in the hard drive, which we did an extensive review of over a year ago.
Okay. What Comer said earlier today, let me get the exact quote here. I think this is important. He said it's very difficult to track the money in the accounts, John. And I think that this is what they were trying to show, that this is the work they've been doing right now. And it's needle in the haystack kind of stuff. Would you buy that argument?
I certainly would. I mean, why would you have LLCs transferring to other LLCs transferring to the Bidens? It makes no sense. If this is all above board legitimate business, why not just transfer directly? And also, you'll notice the countries Hunter Biden did business in: China, Romania, Ukraine. He wasn't in countries with good business practice standards. He wasn't operating in Canada. He wasn't operating in England. These are countries where being maybe the son of the vice president would get you a lot of cachet, and it was just assumed that that was part of the deal.
Former federal prosecutor Andy McCarthy, your thoughts on all this?
Well, to pivot off what John just said, I'm reminded of the Paul Manafort prosecution by special counsel Bob Mueller. There's a lot of similarity between what they allege there and what the House committee is showing here. And what the Justice Department did then, of course, we had a special counsel then who was actually investigating someone rather than the Biden Justice Department trying to, or saying it's trying to investigate the Bidens. But what they showed there was, or their theory was, that the work that was done for these foreign people and foreign entities should have been registered with the Justice Department under the provision that requires foreign agents to register. That, in their view, made the transactions illegal, which meant as the money transfers move from bank to bank or from LLC to LLC in order to create this web that's hard to follow, each time the money moves, you can call it money laundering. So that at least was what they did in connection with Manafort. This seems awfully familiar.
Jason Chaffetz, we'll bring you into the conversation and just give us what you believe your headline is after this.
This is corruption at the highest level to not only enrich the Biden family en masse, but it's also corruption that is an intelligence security risk for the United States of America. If you look at the money and the ties, particularly in China, we're talking about people with direct ties to the highest levels of the Chinese government, where Hunter Biden is involved and engaged in securing, for instance, one of the biggest cobalt mines in the world. So Joe Biden goes with Hunter Biden to China in 2013, and less than 2 weeks after they returned from that trip, suddenly Hunter Biden gets all of this money? Are you kidding me? I mean, what other evidence do we need of treason and of these types of things? And don't tell me that Joe Biden is oblivious to this. At one point, Joe Biden is going on Air Force Two with Hunter Biden, and Hunter Biden brings his business partner, Jeff Cooper, on the flight. And there's direct email saying, we want to do business when we land in Mexico. And as it relates to what's going on in Romania, how in the world can they justify this guy in Romania was convicted of bribery? And so he engages the U.S. firm, just happens to be Hunter Biden, to lean on the Department of Justice to make sure that they can reduce the sentencing and the prosecution there in Romania. Louis Freeh, the former FBI director under Clinton, says thank you to Hunter Biden, and as a thank you, deposits $100,000 into the Biden grandkids' account. I mean, what other evidence does the media need and does Congress need? And if they just brush this under the rug and don't pay any attention to it and don't ask the president, that White House press room should erupt this afternoon.
Well,
Anything
it's
short
an
of that
interesting
is just,
comment.
it's so
we've
bad.
been watching the other networks, and we were the only one who covered the entire thing. So your query is a good one, Jason, and we'll see whether or not you get your answer. Thank you, gentlemen. Jon Levine, more to come. Annie McCarthy in Chicago today, and Jason Chaffetz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.